and you think someone's done with their sentence, and then you're like,
and then they go,
you go ahead.
No. What's up, guys? Nick Major here with idobi Radio, the internet's #1 station for pop punk and alternative music, where 24/7 you can tune in to hear music, shows, interviews, live performances, and more from all of your favorite artists. So head to idobi.com or download our free app and start listening today. Start listening to bands like Set It Off, and I have frontman Cody Carson coming in here today, going to be chatting about the band's new song, Skeleton. They have a music video for it, and next year they got a tour kicking off called the Welcome to Elsewhere Tour. So we're going to chat about all of this and more. Sit back, stay tuned. Here's Cody Carson.
Skin and bones, vulnerable. Crack my ribs and make me whole. Come and breathe the air into my lungs. I just want to be your skeleton.
I can't believe this is actually happening now.
We did it.
Oh my God. It has taken so many reschedulings.
I am the worst.
It was mostly you.
It was all me.
I was responsible for one, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So
now I don't feel as bad.
Even if I'm lying about that, I'm just trying to get us started on the right foot.
Yeah.
So, by the way, you get to meet Frankenstein,
Yes,
my
the
new dog,
cutest
for the
dog
first
ever.
time.
What's up?
So, welcome to the family Frankenstein. This is the second interview now where she sat in, and she's doing better. The last one I had Jaden from WithCon in here.
Yeah.
Because he has a
Love
dog
Jaden.
named Frankenstein as well.
Yeah.
And so I was like, our dogs should meet each other. That'd be
The
cute.
Frankensteins have to meet.
Yeah, but his dog has 3 names. It's like Frank, and then its middle name is N, and then its last name is Stein.
So then it would be like Mr. Stein or Dr. Stein.
Yeah, it'd be like Dr. Stein, because
Yeah.
he said it was like Frank Napoleon Stein. I don't know.
I don't know. I'd remember that.
But either way, I'm glad I got you in here finally.
Yes.
About time. You get to check out the new set
It's
that
really,
I'm
really nice.
I'm loving, and that's actually my salt and pepper holder
No,
from
it's
my
not.
apartment that you usually put it in its
I
eyes.
see now. It goes in the eyes.
Yeah, so I ordered a new one for my home just because I was like, that one fits so good here. I'll get a new one and I'll put that there.
Legit would not have known that if you didn't tell me.
And now you can see it. It
looks
fits perfectly in
Yeah,
there.
it's absolutely perfect.
It's good. But dude, how are you? How have you been? I've seen you a couple times since, like, I think in June or sometime I saw you at Katie Cooper's house.
Yeah.
And then I just ran into you on Halloween.
Yep.
But how have you been, man?
I'm doing good, man. I've been trying to just stay as happy as possible during all the craziness, and I feel good about it. I like when the shutdown happened, we were on tour, and 2 of our tours got canceled. Well, postponed. One of them postponed, one of them canceled. And we're like, what do we do now? And then we go home, and we can't leave. It was like pretty strict over here.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was times where I think there was a shutdown where it was like you couldn't leave your house for 2 days or something like that.
I mean, when it first started off, that was crazy. It was like out of a movie. Going to the grocery stores,
Yeah.
the shelves were empty. We had no idea what this virus was going to be.
It's the weirdest feeling with back then, knowing how little we still know nothing, but like how little we knew, just seeing how much of a ghost town it was, and we're like, is life ever going to be normal again? And it was just very strange to even right now relive that. I kind of forgot about that feeling. But I guess we Set It Off was in a good place because we were like, I always look for like the silver lining and everything.
Yeah.
I try to. And we had been on our album cycle, Midnight.
That's what I was going to say, because that dropped in February or so.
Oh, we milked it for everything.
Which was perfect timing, because I know so many friends, bands who like they dropped the album just as everything was hitting, and that sucked for them. But at least you guys did get the album cycle.
Yeah.
You got to tour on it.
And I felt for all the bands that are like, all right, time to go tour and support this album. They're like, you can't tour. So we're like, okay, well, at least we can just start writing. And then I realized that you can't write normally now.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't go anywhere.
Literally. So how was the writing process like for you guys in a world where it seems like Zoom was like the way that people conducted any type of business?
Did you know what Zoom was before the pandemic?
No, but I imagine that their stock prices just went through the
God,
roof
imagine
once the
getting ahead
pandemic
of that.
hit.
Oh, man.
What was the writing process like for you guys, though? Or how was that kind of shift, and how did you guys end up figuring out a way to write?
So it started very digital and digital only, and then as things started to open up, more people became comfortable with and as vaccinations got distributed, people became comfortable with writing in person.
Yeah.
So, but when it started, Mike Green, our producer, was very you can have my time whenever you want to write. Let's go. And so we would get on Zoom, and there's this app called Audio Movers, which is essentially a plugin that allows you to send a link to somebody and hear high fidelity audio, like high quality audio.
Oh, that's
in
good.
real time, like 0.1 second off, which is amazing. Because the hardest part when you're doing it on Zoom, if you didn't have that, is just listening to somebody play a guitar through their crappy microphone that's built into their
And a slight delay.
And it's slight delay, so you can't sing to them. So then you have to, once you have a melody idea, you have to snap and count it in every time, so they can imagine
Oh my
where
God.
it starts. The amount of times that I've sang a melody and they heard it in a different way, and sang it back to me. I was like, no, it's not quite like that.
We're close. We're getting there.
Yeah,
And
we're getting there.
That was me with interviews because I did so many Zoom interviews that I would just be cutting off the person or they'd be cutting me off because just like that 1 second delay or whatever it is just changes everything when you're trying to communicate.
And that even applies. We'll have like Zoom meetings now, and there's like it's like conference calls. There's like such a bad delay, and you think someone's done with their sentence, and then you're like.
And then they go,
you go ahead.
No, we got, yeah.
It's the polite battle of who gets to talk.
And the most awkward, embarrassing thing ever of all time. But you guys have powered through and kind of figured out a way to write. And did you guys go to Nashville to write some stuff?
I did. I went to work with Brandon Paddock, who we've worked with like on almost every record since Duality. And I wanted to go out there to do some writing sessions and get some working with him again. And I think we wrote a total of 3 songs together, and all 3 songs made the album.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm really pumped about those.
So I guess we'll just dive into the new look, the new era,
yes.
the new everything. Because Midnight, your hair was blue.
Super different.
Looked beautiful.
Oh, wow.
And now that was good.
I've legitimately never heard that.
I just came up with that now.
very
and
good.
Now I have to come up with one for
Trademark.
Pink. And I can't think of one.
Pinktastic?
But you got one now. It's Pinktastic. But so there's a new era for Set It Off, and it's the Elsewhere era is what it seems like it's going to be titled. So what inspired the new look, the new everything? You just dropped the music video for Skeleton, which kind of has you guys entering the Elsewhere, which seems interesting. I can't wait to see what kind of stage setup you do to support that look.
We're already
if there's
having
something
calls
cool.
about that. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm really pumped.
So what's this new era about Set It Off all
so
about?
Basically, this whole thing started because we realized how often we would release like a video and people would formulate their own super intricate theories behind what the meaning is, why this is placed there, and we weren't even trying to
I was
do
going to
that.
say, is it weird when people do that? And you're like, sure, that was the deep meaning behind it.
That's totally what we did, yeah.
We're not that smart, guys.
But we're like, you know what if we actually gave them something to look for? And so we wanted to create, we kind of worked backwards in the sense with the like a concept album in the sense that the songs came first. I didn't write to a storyline. The songs were there, and then we actually, what I've been realizing as time goes on is that Max just has an incredible eye for any like aesthetics and just a good artistic eye in general. And I was like, dude, I want you to take the lead on this because I know that you're going to kill this. And so he did, and he ran with it and created this whole storyline. And the reason for all like the crazy colors and everything spilling out, like with these like macabre imagery with bright pink and green and yellow and stuff like that, is it kind of just felt like that's what your brain was doing during the pandemic. Releasing and dumping everything and projecting everything and going through all of these different emotions. And he had obviously this should be for his self talk too, but he had like a self-discovery himself. He was talking about he was going into therapy and learning a lot about himself, and it kind of felt like when you're purging all of those old memories and all those emotions, it feels like what Elsewhere is. It's just all of these things happening at once and experiencing it all at once and learning how to deal with it. So the goal is to kind of create the world for this album based on how we were feeling during the time creating it.
That's great. And I love to hear that Max was able to use the time in the pandemic to kind of better himself and kind of dive into himself, myself included. I'm in therapy now. And I kicked that off in July, and it's been eye-opening and great for me, and it's just been so helpful. How about you? How has the last year and a half of this been for you, emotionally, physically, mentally?
I'm so fortunate to have, not to make it all corny, but my girl Shay. I think if I didn't have somebody to talk to, I would have lost it. I needed that sort of support system because, and also like I was saying before, I needed to find things to like make me happy along the way. I realized I live in moments very much so. I need to find fun things to do to take my mind off of things for a second because it helps me process everything. Like even just, we got a Disney pass. And I'm like, all right, I want to go to Disney more because I know that little escape will be great for me. The Twitch thing was huge
Which
for
you
me.
really kicked off Twitch a lot during the pandemic. How has that been?
What? Are you seeing this?
Take a key.
It's kind of weird to think about that it started in the pandemic and it's almost been 2 years now.
I know, it seems like it's just a wait because I see you posting about it so much now. I'm
feels
like,
like
I
it's been
forget, is he a
forever.
musician or does he just do Twitch? What does Cody do again?
I'm now just a streamer. No, it was basically, we met this guy, Mike Gongle, who's like big in the gaming world, and he was like, you guys should do streaming. And I was like, I think I could do it. I don't know. And I bought, at the beginning of the pandemic, I bought all of the gear for it. And then it just sat in our room. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm too intimidated to do this. And then eventually, oh no, I think it might have been just before because I had vocal rest. I had to go on vocal rest for 2 weeks when I had the vocal injury. And I was like, I'll use this time to build it. And so I did that. And then it sat around for a while. And then the pandemic hit. I was like, okay, it's time to do this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been incredible. It's been incredible because, first of all, it's fun. But I really love the connection that's built between us and our fan base. Like I feel like they know me better now, and I know them so much better now. And I've gotten to know a lot of them on like a personal level due to that. Like, create a bunch of like stupid inside jokes and just play games and screw around, and it's been a blast. I've really, really enjoyed it.
That's great because it's just a constant stream of communication back and forth directly with them as it's like that live stream coming in.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that'll make it exciting. Now when tour comes up, you're probably gonna have a lot more of a personal connection with a lot of these kids that
like,
have really
I get to go see them in person. I'd be like, yeah, from before.
throwing inside jokes off stage.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah,
else is like, what the hell are they
no one
talking
else
about?
is like getting it at all.
But so Shay as well, by the way.
She's doing well.
Good. And
Yeah.
I got to say, it has almost been now 2 years since we all made our Haven't Seen It skit. The sketch
Has it
that
been
we
2
did.
years?
Yeah, 2 years next month.
Oh my God.
Since it happened, which is
I still
crazy.
love that thing.
You're not gonna believe this. I've actually never seen Forrest Gump.
What?
And that was crazy because that was when you and Shay came over and we all started
really-
throwing around ideas and we're like, let's make a skit of this.
It
And
literally happened because I think what happened in the thing happened. No, obviously the cops.
because we were playing that Blockbuster board game.
Yeah. And I
And-
told you I haven't seen Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
You're like, no way. I was like, everyone says
And
that.
everyone was-
And then actually, I got to see his creative brain just kick on. He like grabs a whiteboard and goes, okay, so this is the skit. I was like, this is how you do it. This
And we
is
did
cool.
it. And I think like a week later we made it
Yeah.
happen.
Dude, you really drove that whole thing. It was really incredible.
And that was
to
so
do.
fun. But then
Yeah.
Shay, she was all because she helped assistant direct with me on that. And we're both just kind of directed
Yeah.
that together, which was so fun to all
Yeah.
come together to collab something on that.
I loved it.
We got to cook another
I would
another
like
one
that.
off
I never
sometime.
get to act anymore, and I had such a good time doing it.
Stick a little blue hair brand on down the freaking answers.
Why are you here? Like, why are you here?
Count me in. I'm
Yes.
down. I did a car shop one here. I don't know
Yeah?
if you saw it, but I turned our lobby into like a car mechanic shop.
Did that over here?
Yeah, and it
amazing.
turned out so sick. But it's time to get another one
Yeah.
rolling. So
Let's
I'm,
get one going. I
I'm
love
all
it.
about
I'm
that.
in.
So you kind of broke down the whole like visual stuff behind the new
Yeah.
era, and there's the skeleton music video. That's the song that you guys have put out. Talk to
Yeah.
me about this track.
A silhouette is following, just waiting to break me down. I had it good, that's what I get. I guess that it's my turn now.
All right, so this song is about kind of the topic I was talking about earlier, is just learning to become more vulnerable and kind of unapologetically vulnerable and being okay with that. I feel like people see vulnerability as a weakness sometimes, and maybe it can be if you're talking to the wrong person. But it's kind of funny where the song started. It was me, Bruce, and Cam Walker. And
Oh, nice.
I was with Bruce in person. We Cam zoomed in because he's with family. So Bruce showed me the outlining skeleton of the song when I got there, like the chord progression. Like, what do you think of this sort of feel? I was like, this is great. Let's roll with this. And so he shows it and sends the audio file over to Cam, and it just says skeleton on it. He goes, oh, I like this title. Okay, so what's it about? So we kind of worked like we had the song title first.
That was just because it was literally the
Because it was
skeleton of
called
the track.
Yes, exactly.
We're like, all right, we're making a song about.
And then we're like, okay, well, what could it be? And then we're like, well, I guess what is the skeleton sounds like the most bare, raw form of something that you can be. So what if we made it about finding that somebody that you can be your most raw, bare self in front of them, like you want to be their skeleton. And so then we kind of ran with that, and it was just kind of cool. A song has never incepted that way before for me.
Yeah.
And it was really cool.
And it's fun because I feel like that song has such variety throughout it. 'Cause,
Oh,
like,
yes.
It's slowy, poppy, upbeat parts. And
Yeah.
then you're rapping in it a bit. And then it
that's-
gets to heavier, rockier stuff.
That's kind of also another thing with the look too, is like we've always been told from some different camps that they just don't know really where to place us because we've been heavy before, we've been poppy.
Which is weird. When I think back to your old music too, it's crazy to see the variety that you guys have done over the years.
And it was all completely genuinely the direction we wanted to go in.
Which is
next.
important because
Yeah.
I think that's so genuine. And that's why I feel like an artist will get burnt out of playing the same record over and over.
I do not succeed well without variety.
Mm-hmm.
I lose my mind. Like even just me and Shay were doing hikes. Like every day, we were going on a hike every day, the same hike, and I'm like, I gotta stop. I can't keep doing the same walk every day. It's just how I'm wired. I can't do it like that. So I think that kind of stands out in our music, is that it's just all over the place. But that's who I am as a person.
And it challenges you as an artist. It gives you a chance to try new things. By the way, if you guys start hiking again, count me in.
Absolutely.
I want to get Frankie to start hiking. So,
dude.
Let's do it.
If you got some good spots, we always just end up at Runyon.
Yeah, that's right. Where Tommy lives, right by Runyon.
Yeah,
so I know
yeah.
He walks there a bunch as well. But
yeah.
I was going with Ryan Seaman for a bit. We do a hike by the where was it? By the Greek Theater. That takes you
is that
up like
where
by the
Griffith
observatory. Yeah.
I still haven't, my entire time living here, I've never seen the Griffith Observatory.
That was the first time I did it when I went for a
Yeah?
hike with Ryan, and I was like, I've never actually seen this place
it
in person.
massive?
Yeah, but I tried because I'm so used to seeing it in Grand Theft Auto where I'm just running over people, and they apparently wouldn't let me do that, which was
they said no?
Yeah, they said no,
I
and
thought there was
said,
like a whole experience you could pay for.
Yeah. Apparently not.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
I went to jail.
It's It's not fun. And where's Grand Theft Auto 6, by the way, Rockstar?
Yeah,
Jesus.
please.
Since 2013.
Dude, the online version's doing too well. They're gonna make.
I know.
Yeah.
The money they make on that thing is
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous. So you announced the tour that's coming up. Welcome to the Elsewhere tour. Kicking off in January,
Yes.
About Time. Who do you have? Stand Atlantic, As It Is, and
No Love for the Middle
No
Child.
Love for the Middle Child,
Yeah.
which you did their song Older.
In the middle of a breakdown, you just wanna let your heart out. Even when we end up on the floor, I can't shake it. Oh, I can't shake it now.
Yes.
Yeah, you even put on old makeup
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
dude.
It
We
looked
did full
great.
prosthetics. It was fun.
How was that? And how do you know these guys? Because I don't know these guys.
So I think I met Andrew through like mutual friends and online, and then I was asked if I would do the song with him, and I was like, absolutely. Looked up his stuff, absolutely loved it. Oh, you know what it was? I did a songwriting session with Zero. Are you familiar with Zero?
No.
And they're really close friends. And so in that, we ended up working together. Sorry, I have to like backtrack myself mentally sometimes. We ended up working together and doing a song, and then later he asked if I would do Older with him, and I heard it like what the song was, and I was like, I love this, absolutely, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And then we, I love him, by the way. He's just one of the best personalities out there.
Oh, that's
He
awesome.
has like his own phrases he says. He's just amazing.
He's his own walking sitcom.
Have you met him yet?
No, I haven't.
Gotta do like an interview with him. He's just great. But he very talented. So much respect for his work ethic and just him as a person. And that's what I'm excited about with this tour. Is we feel that way about everyone on the tour.
Mm-hmm.
We know we're just gonna have a blast because everyone's fun and cool and great at what they do and hardworking. So it's gonna be a really good time.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think it kicks off in LA like in the middle of January.
Yeah, it starts at the Belasco Theater January 13th.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And As It Is, they're there. Did Max fly overseas to play with As It Is?
Yeah, he did.
So that's sick.
We've been homies with them for a while.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, the first time I ever met you guys, it was you and As It Is on a tour years ago. You were playing the Observatory with them, and I was with like AP at the time, and like I filmed a video with both of you guys.
Yep.
And that must have been back in 2014 or 15 or something like
Like when
that.
Guardians of the Galaxy came out.
Is that so?
I don't know. I'm a big fan.
But that was just crazy because I'm like, damn, they're touring together, and that's when I first met them. Is that they were all touring together. So that's gonna be an awesome tour, and that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be. I know the Twitch streams have been fun, I'm sure, but
I'm ready for the road, man.
it's gonna be nice to hit
We
the
had
road.
that digital show. It's not the same.
Yeah,
we
you had it
wanted
last year, right?
Yeah, we wanted to give everyone like, all right, here's a live show. Hope it feels normal. And we had fun, but nothing will beat that sort of like connection with the crowd. I'm actually I was asking people on my stream like, what do you guys think I should do? Should I stay on stage? Should I go up to the barrier? Like, what do you feel comfortable with? And it was so mixed. They're like, I guess if it's mandated with vaccines, you're good.
Oh yeah,
But-
of course, because of the COVID stuff that's going on.
But if it's not, maybe don't. So it's gonna be interesting, like feeling that out every day. That's gonna be because this is the new norm now. It feels like.
I know, which is wild,
Yeah.
especially because you're in the music industry, the live side of it too, which was just effectively completely shut down
Yeah.
with the world. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. It seems like stuff is we kind of understand how the virus works. People are getting vaccinated. We
Yeah.
know what's safe, what risks we're taking. So fingers crossed this tour doesn't get canceled. I feel like you just never know what's going to happen. Knock on this fake IKEA wood.
Yeah.
And we're going to just hope that all goes
have
as
faith.
planned.
I have faith.
Yeah. So what else have you been up to? Anything else exciting during the pandemic? What's the state of the album? I'm guessing the album is called Elsewhere, even though you
I
haven't.
mean, it's safe to assume that
It's safe to.
I won't say it here on camera, but there's a lot more info coming out, and I'm really excited. It's another. I will say I am excited to say it's another lengthy album.
Nice.
Because my goal was when we went into this, I always try to aim for 40 songs, and I had the amount of time to do that. So my belief is if there's quality and quantity. And I'd rather not just go into a studio and be like, all right, let's figure it out. Because before, there used to be like a real formula to it. It's you would write your demos, go in and usually you'd write 12 or 5 or 6, and then go in and write the rest in the studio or do pre-production for one day. And then it's immediate, you're recording those songs. It's drums, bass, guitars, vocals, you're out of there, album's done. And now it's like I go and I write with people, and that song is getting most of its final production done while we're doing that. So it's so different that it allows you to kind of work in a more streamlined way.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a ton of songs together. It was very hard to cut down. And yeah, really, really pumped.
When you're writing like 40 songs, do you ever mix and match songs? Like all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, the hook from this song could totally go with this song.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, actually call that Frankensonging, which is kind of funny. I did that once, but I haven't done it in an intense way since our song Kill the Lights.
Okay.
which is like an older song.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why it doesn't happen as much now is just because I'm with like different people sometimes. So it'll be like me, Bruce, and Cam. And whatever ideas we're feeling in that moment are usually brand new ones, and we're just stoked on that.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite way. I love that I get to work with like my friends.
What was it like being able to like write? Because I'm guessing usually when you write albums, I'm guessing, well, you'll be off the road when you write it, but you had so much time to actually just sit around at home and focus on new music. I'm guessing the most time you have ever had in your career since you've been like a touring musician. How did that kind of affect the writing process for you?
That's a great question, because it just made me think of that I had to take breaks. I wanted to go every day, and I like I said, variety kills me. Variety is necessary. Monotony is poison. It was actually so tough for me, and so there was times where like I would kind of just go off the radar. Like, oh, sorry, bud. I would kind of go off the radar, and I would like have to tell my manager, I'm like, hey man, I'm just going through it right now. I just need to like disconnect from everything. And so I would like just kind of chill, and then once I felt like I was myself again, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm ready to get back at this. Just because it's so mentally exhausting.
Oh yeah.
It's like I remember at first Shay didn't understand. Like I would go to write at the studio and I'd come back and be like, I'm tired. She'd be like, what do you mean you're tired? She thought it was like a party, and then one time she's like, well, I want to write a song. And I was like, okay, you want to do this?
And she put out a song.
She did.
I don't wanna feel that. Get out of my way, push it through pain. Run late for my train. The misery reigns, part of the game. You won't see me complain.
We wrote a song together, and it took us a whole day to do it. And then after we were done, she goes, I get it.
She's like, I never want to do that again.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if she ever will.
How was it writing the song with your fiance?
It was really, really
Is that correct?
cool, man.
It's fiance?
Yeah, fiance.
Okay.
I really respected the willingness to do it, because she knows she's not the most confident like her musical ability, but she wanted to just kind of experience what I do. And I thought that was really cool, because I can never do that. She was a Marine. I can't be like, all right, bring me to the Marines, you know?
I saw her. She like had you cleaning that house the other day.
Oh yeah. I guess that's the side that I get.
Yeah. You get to be controlled at home.
I get the militant demeanor every now and then, for sure.
But it is cool that you guys got to kind of collaborate and work together on the creative process in the way that you love to do stuff, which is write songs.
And it was really helpful. So she was really helpful for me, because mentally when I was going through it, she was like, I got it. Like, I totally understand what you're talking about. And so I got my little breaks here and there, and then I just went back at it, and I kind of found my pacing. I'm like, okay, well I'll do these weekends and maybe some weekdays, and then I'll do Twitch, and then I'll just not do anything for a while.
So you did find at least a rhythm and a schedule to keep you this past year and a half plus. You actually had a decent pandemic experience compared to how it went for some people. If it was
think
worse.
I'm fortunate. I think I am. I try to make the most of it. Obviously there's the overarching fear when it started that like, what if this lack of momentum takes away everything from me? And that's what was scary. So that's why I felt that need to also be in front of everybody on Twitch. I was like we're not going anywhere, you know. But it's also, those are the real insecurities that you go through, is like if things aren't rolling, then you're like, okay, am I done?
Yeah, exactly.
And so there was
That's
that
a scary
fear as well.
thought.
And so it was nice to feel like, our streaming numbers never went away. They got better. Then it's weird because we weren't releasing anything. Obviously, we did like the After Midnight, the acoustic stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
It was recorded. Dude, some of the vocals on the upcoming album and the acoustic thing were recorded on my mic at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I recorded them at home because I couldn't go into a studio.
Oh, that's crazy.
I just remember that. Yeah, it was shout out Telefunken microphones. They hooked it up, and that was my streaming mic. Well, is my streaming mic, and it's also
and that's what you used to record.
Yeah.
And then I saw that you guys had Skylar perform bass for you guys on some of those acoustic tracks.
It's okay, you're not crazy. Gotta taste this all to love the sweet. Let it out and scream, I'm okay.
He was the bass player and co-writer for Happy All the Time. And
he slaps, by the way.
Dude, I love him. And he added so much of that song that I was like, I want to put, I know he's performing bass on it, but I wanted to say featuring Skylar.
Oh, yeah.
So important what that groove added. And so then I asked him, we're doing like the acoustic thing. I was like, would you be cool filming a video? He wasn't with us. I think he filmed it in his area. I think he was in Ohio at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we just found an area that looked like the place we were in.
I had no idea. He was probably busy on the road with 21 Pilots or something.
And that happened for him this year.
That is crazy that he's with 21 Pilots now.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, go him. He deserves it.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
so great.
Oh, yeah. I love to see it. I'm happy for that. And that's funny, though. I didn't realize that it was in two different locations that you guys filmed that acoustic performance
I believe,
from.
Sorry if I'm wrong, Sky. I think he was in Ohio, and we filmed ours out in L.A., like not too far from where we are. And then the choir had to be recorded on a separate day from when we could go in, so they also were... They filmed it in LA, but we weren't there.
Yeah. Any time frame for when the new album could potentially drop? Are all the songs done for it at this point?
The songs are done. We're finishing little details here and there, but I can say that you'll be getting more content from us before the year is over.
Cool, awesome. And are you going to be hitting the stage with No Love for the Middle Child when they play older?
Oh, yeah, we've already talked about it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it also depends because now I'm learning to be a responsible boy with my voice. So
Yeah.
it depends if I can do it every day. But there's also, not to tease it too heavily, but there's something cool stuff involving As It Is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And
Yeah.
I'm expecting if you do hit the stage, when you hit the stage doing older, you're all going to be in full prosthetic makeup.
Yeah, we're going to have
naturally.
somebody every single day.
Every single day.
3 hours of makeup.
It's where all the funding for the tour is going to be
Yes.
going, is literally just so
we
you can hit the stage
decided
with
no
that.
lighting show, no nothing. I need to wear my fake old nose.
It's going to be that with a small light shining on you, and everyone else can just suck it and deal
exactly.
with
For that song.
it. For that one song.
Yeah, it's for Set It Off headliner tour, but we're putting it all into the.
Yeah, exactly. and it's all going to be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, dude, I'm glad it's all going well for you. Anything else worth discussing or covering? You think we covered enough stuff
I think
in
we
this
covered a lot.
conversation?
Honestly, I'm just super excited to be back and doing this in person with you.
I know it feels
and
great to be back at
does.
these in person. So
feels
thank
good.
you. It took about 15 or 20 attempts of us to sit here, and
I'm sorry.
it's happening now. But I'm glad that all was well for you during the pandemic. That you got a new album out, or that you got a new album at least in the works that's coming along. And
Content.
yeah, content. And I'm loving the watermelon shirt today, by the way.
Very much.
Courtesy of Target, you said.
Shout out Target. Honestly, underrated. Go in there. Target. Not sponsored.
This video is brought to you by Target, guys. I wish we
you
had a
imagine?
Target sponsorship.
Woo!
Oh my God! All right, dude. Thank you for chatting, man. Bring it in. Love you. Always a pleasure. And I'll catch you at that first show in LA. If you guys need a video recap of it shot or anything,
100%.
count me in. And I'd
Absolutely.
love to document it. But for now, just get hyped for the world to kind of be opening back up.
I gotta start making this set, man.
I know.
Woo!
Woo! I'm excited to see what it's gonna visually look like
Yeah.
after how fun the music video for Skeleton
Oh,
looks.
we got some ideas.
But everybody, check out Skeleton. Cody Carson set it off, and you can get tickets now for the Welcome to the Elsewhere tour.
SetItOffBand.com.
Boom! Frankie, you were just chewing on shit this entire chat. Look at you. You got a
Hungry
sticker.
boy.
You're a hungry dog. Okay. Good girl.